Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Justin. You can call me Barbecue with Penguin. I'm not sure exactly what the final name of my channel is going to be, but I know Penguin's going to be in there somewhere because that's usually what my call sign is. First of all, I want this channel to just be a learning experience for me as well as my viewers. Uh, I've loved barbecue since I was a kid. I grew up in the Ohio region, and they have a very eclectic barbecue scene there. They have melding of Carolina, St. Louis, Texas, everything melded together. You can get things in there that you can't get anywhere else in the country. So I jumped into barbecue doing it myself about 2 years ago. I started out with just a little propane smoker, and then I moved my way up to a bullet smoker, and then up to a offset. That is, first of all. Second of all, in this video, you're going to see me running my barbecue or my smoker, my Oklahoma Joe's offset, like a Weber Smoky Mountain. There is a few reasons for that. The main number one reason is where I live right now, Colorado. The wood economy is not good at all. You can get wood, a bag of wood, which is like a bag of 10 logs at Lowe's, Home Depot, Academy, but it's going to cost you about $30. So if you're smoking something like a brisket, you could go through 2 bags of wood just doing that if you're running it like a traditional stick burner. So I have introduced a lot of changes to it, as well as done a lot of research, and I bought a charcoal basket, and I figured out a way to keep temps consistent, making it easier to smoke without having to check it every 10 minutes and adding a new log, which I do like the flavor of that and I love the process of that, but this is a little easier. As well as it is a lot easier on the wood load, considering I can only use maybe 5 or 6 chunks in a cook, and it imparts enough flavor. So it's not my preferred method, but it is a almost foolproof method to get good barbecue at a cheaper price up where I live at. Uh, because where I'm from in Ohio, a cord of wood is about $70. If you look anywhere up here, they have to order it in. A cord of wood can range anywhere from $200 to $300. It is, at least where I live. I don't know if you're maybe down in southern Colorado, you may be able to get mesquite cheaper because mesquite grows in southern Colorado, but where I'm at, it does not grow. Uh, so yeah, I had to find a better way to run this. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as I can. This is my very first video I have ever done. Uh, Please be nice. I am going to be doing some chicken leg quarters that I dry brined overnight on the Oklahoma Joe's, and I'm going to be doing it at about 225 to 260 degrees if I can keep it in that range, which I should be able to. There's not much wind out here. It's a calm day. It's a little cold, about 28 degrees. And I will get back to you when I have some of the things set up. Hello guys, welcome back. I have got the smoker filled up, the charcoal basket full of charcoal. It's about 3/4 of the way up. That should be enough to last about maybe 4 or 5 hours. This is Kingsford Blue. I've done a few test burns where I used cheaper charcoal and it created a lot of off smells. I would only go with either Kingsford Blue or anything Kingsford, or preferably even lump charcoal. Lump charcoal, of course, burns a lot hotter. It burns faster. With this method, you can extend it out. This is going to be a minion method, obviously. But that's just what I find works best for this. Now, I do have a lot of modifications on this smoker. Well, maybe not a lot, a few to make it work better. I will make a video at a later date about all the modifications that I have done with this. As of right now, I've got that filled up. I have I have a charcoal chimney filled up with a few briquettes to start the minion method. I have some newspaper underneath that I have imbibed with a little bit of cooking oil just to help it burn a little bit longer. And let's get this lit. If it wants to work. There we go. It's kind of hard to record and do this with one hand, but I'll figure it out. Alrighty, so I will give that probably about 10-15 minutes to get started up and get all ashed over, and then I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back. That took about 20 minutes for that charcoal to get completely ashed over to where I want it. While I was gone, I got some things set up. I got my temperature probe set up. Now, I'm just doing chicken leg quarters, so I'm not going to have a probe inside the meat. I'll just check it whenever I think I really need to. I got my water pan filled up. Yes, I know my smoker is dirty. I need to clean it out. I'm going to be doing a video on that at some point as well. So far, I have 3 pieces of hickory, 2 pieces of mesquite. That's going to give me a nice broad flavor on the chicken that I will just sit on top here so it can slowly smoke as the minion method burns through. Let's get this charcoal in here and get these temperatures going up. I'm just going to put this in one corner. Set that back down there. Let me get my tongs here so I can readjust. Alrighty. So I got the vent wide open to begin with. I will close that down as needed. Let's get this wood on here. It's going to start smoking pretty fast here, but I'm okay with that. Alrighty, let's close this down. Move my gloves over, move my tongs over. Get the temperature probe on. Set your vents always, your exhaust to full open. You don't want to choke it out too much because this is already going to create a lot of smoke because of the method I'm using. Alright, close that down, and I will be back when it comes up to temperature and when I'm ready to put the chicken on. Alright guys, I am back. It took about 45-55 minutes for this to come up to temp. It got up to 250. I closed down the vents a little bit, brought it back down to 230. Now it's been sitting here for about 5-6 minutes at 230. I'll probably open back up the vents just a little bit. I want it to get up to around 245, 250, not any higher than about 260. I might go up to about 320 at the end just to crisp up the skin. I might not. The thing is about chicken skin, when you smoke it at a lower temperature, it kind of turns to shoe leather. You want to crisp it up. But this is what the smokestack looks like right now. It's got a nice smoke coming out. It's not too billowy. This is the firebox right now. The minion method is going good. I got 3 pieces of hickory, 2 pieces of mesquite in there. That's going to flavor it nicely. This is the chicken that I dry brined overnight. This is my own homemade rub. It's got salt, pepper, garlic powder, paprika, chili powder, and I actually add a little bit of MSG to my rubs. It creates a better smoke flavor or better smoke ring when doing it this way. Plus it enhances the flavor of the rub, and there's MSG in basically everything. I don't really worry about it, so I'm going to open this up real fast, get it on, and pretty much from there on out, I'm just going to be controlling the temperature using the airflow vents and just keeping an eye on it, and I will be back when this is on. Alright guys, I got the chicken on. I had to open it up a little bit, so as you see the temperature drop back down to 192. That will come back up. This is what the chicken looks like. I got it in the back half near the exhaust. It's always going to be hotter over here. I want to cook it a little bit slower, so I'm putting it over here. And I'm going to try to stop cutting in and out so much when I am filming, but it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, and I'm still learning at this, so just bear with me. Eventually I'm going to get a tripod and all that to where I can just set it up, set it, and film and go. And that is all from now. I will check back in on this in probably an hour, hour and a half. I'll probably add a few more chunks of wood to the fire, and that'll be it. Alright guys, welcome back. It's been about an hour. The chicken's been on. I've not really been doing anything. I've just been adjusting the vents, keeping it in between 240. It jumped as high as 260. It's a little bit windy. The wind picked up, so you got to kind of mess around with it a little bit more than on a cool day. Let me show you where it's sitting at now, and then I'm going to probe the chicken and check to see where we're at on temp. I don't suspect I'm anywhere near being done. I have been wrong before, but we'll see. Alrighty. So here's where the internal probe is sitting at on the grate level. It's at 248. The top one is sitting at about 275, but you can expect that hot air heat rises, so the dome is always going to be hotter than at the grate level. I use this as a general guideline. This is what I use as the foolproof. Let's open this up and let's get the temperature of the chicken. Let's see the color too. Oh, that's looking good. That's looking good. Let's see where we're at here. I'm going to probe it right about in there. 116, 121, 122. Alright, let's do some of these back ones and see where we're at with these here. I don't suspect we'll be much closer. 117, 118, 119, 120, just about the same. So probably 1 or 2 more hours going at this temp, maybe 3, and we should be getting just about done. I will continue this in another hour or so. Alright guys, so far we are about 2 hours and 30 some minutes into the cook. This might only take 3.5 hours. Last time I checked the chicken, which I did not videotape, I'm sorry, it was sitting at about 148, so it's getting there. I'm going to pull it at about 175. The temperatures are still holding pretty steady at 232. It's been down from about 250, but the charcoal is burning down a little bit. This is about where I'm at now, so it has burned down considerably. I might think about here in a little bit adding some more. I just opened up the vents a little bit to get some more airflow and heat it back up a little bit. It should be noted the wind did pick up a little bit, and it's definitely got a nice cool breeze to it. So on something like this, which is a lot thicker metal than my very first smoker, it is still thin, so the wind will affect it a little bit. I will definitely keep it updated for the video, and I will check back in when the chicken is done. Alright guys, this is the very last part of the video. It's officially been cooking for about 4 hours and 35 minutes. For the last hour or so, I kicked the temperature up to 260. I recently brought it right back down because I had to check on the coals and everything. But I just probed the chicken, and it's probing at about 162 to 165, which is a little below where I want it at, but it's edible, it's good. I've not really noticed much of a difference between 165 and 175. Something else I did is I came out here earlier, and something I learned from Jeremy Yoder over at Mad Scientist Barbecue that anybody that's ever operated an offset pit knows, the paint on the firebox always burns off. You can respray paint it with high heat. You can use engine paint. I've done it all, and it always ends up flaking off. So it's best to treat it like a cast iron pan. Take some canola oil and just rub it down and just let it cook into the steel, and it creates a waterproof finish. And I did that all around the bottom. I did that all around the inside. Let's take a look at this chicken real fast while I pull it off. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to let it sit for probably about 10-20 minutes, let it cool down a little bit. Look at the color on that. That is gorgeous to me. So let me get the tongs here. Let me pull this off here. The skin did get nice and crispy. And the flavor on it, I can tell, is probably going to be amazing. Alrighty, close this up. Lock it down. Keep that open. I'm going to open the vents all the way to let the fire and the coals burn through faster instead of closing it down. If you close it down, they'll have a tendency to just smolder for hours and hours and hours, and we don't want that because that ashes hold moisture, which will cause it to rust faster. Okay, so until my next video, cheers.